What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be working on the 240SX drift build again. Basically what I've done is I got the left support done for the rear support. Left side door bars are done. I just gotta like actually weld them to the cage itself. Same with the right side. And then I still need to notch this other rear support too. And then everything else has been welded fully. So after that, all we need to do is finish up our front rocker boxes and then weld everything to the actual chassis. And then that's pretty much it, man. That's the whole cage. So came out pretty good. Learned a lot of things on the way, so pretty fun. Got these anti-intrusion bars here. So those got to get welded in also, but that fits pretty good. One thing I'm kind of thinking though is bashing in that area where the tire always hits, kind of like smacking it back more so the tire has more clearance is what I was thinking, before I actually weld in an anti-intrusion bar, because then it's going to be set in place pretty much forever. But she's coming out good, man. Another thing I'm considering is running the OEM brake booster, or maybe just deleting it with a chase bay. I don't know, I gotta figure out what's cheaper, but ultimately I'd rather just get a brand new set of pedals, but we'll see. You know, I'm just trying to get out to the track, so whatever goes quicker is what I'll do. But yeah, moving along quickly. Not really, but everything came out pretty good. There's the that's not really a taco gusset. What is that? I guess just like a corner gusset, and then there's one over there as well. Roof bar, or the windshield bar, came out really nice. A-pillar bar sit really nice. Overall, I'm extremely happy with the cage, man. I can't believe I actually did this myself. Came out sick. I think next time I'd like to get a better welder, so the welds are easier to penetrate, and not so much easier to penetrate, but like I feel like the arc isn't as stable as it could be, so it kind of irritates me when I'm welding. But I mean, everything came out pretty good. Could be better, and I'm always going to keep moving forward and making progress, but I think for the most part it came out good. It's not bad for like a $300 welder. So yeah, I got these rear overs fitted up, and then I'm gonna make a couple more holes here. I think these are what, I can't remember. I think these are 16-inch holes right now, and then I'm gonna see how that works, and then if it needs more, I'll probably just, you know, split the difference, and then it'll be every 8 inches. But I'm trying to do the least amount of bolts as possible. So that's what I got going on there. Just trying to get it with a body line on the door. But yeah, getting pretty close to paint prep, and that's gonna be fun. I always hate painting. So I got a color picked out for the car. I got a couple color codes. I'm gonna get like a couple test cans and see how it comes out, but I think it's gonna look super sick. The inside, I'll tell you, is gonna be white again, but it's gonna be all like the engine bay, brand new white automotive paint, not like regular shitty spray paint. So that'll come out nice. The other thing I did was I took the diff out, and I got that over here. And then right now I'm in the process of making some plates for it. So I'm just gonna cut these out like this, and these points here, basically I just took a piece of paper and stuck it in the diff, and I kind of just got it to fit how I wanted it. And then now I'm just gonna cut these out with a flap wheel, and I already did one side, but basically it fits in between the spider gears, so it locks it better in place. So even if like your weld were to fail, it's still gonna like catch that plate, and as long as the plate's welded in also, it's just gonna hold it in place. So basically what I'm doing for this is I'm using anti-splatter spray, and you can get this from any air gas store. So I just kind of coat the whole inside, that way it doesn't get a bunch of BBs sticking to the gears and the pinion and the ring and everything. That way you don't damage it after you reassemble and run it like that. Okay, so that's one thing I've learned. I'm welding it to the casing on all the splitter gears in the corners, and then I'm welding the plate in, and it's just gonna be super strong. I just did one for EOT and Coda, and lasted already 2 events, so I know it's gonna work. And then I'll show you guys real quick what it looks like on the back side. Okay, so here's what it looks like before. So basically the step you want to do is you want to drain it from the drain plug here, and then you want to, I got like a, it's basically for dogs, like dog kennels, but I have this just so I can tear engine stuff down on it, and it, all the oil will just stay here, and then I can just clean it up super easy so you don't ruin your floor. So I'll basically just let it sit there and let it drain out, kind of like sitting upside down. And then after it's all drained out for the most part, I will take a few cans of brake cleaner and I'll just cake it. As you can see, there's still some oil right here. That is gonna contaminate your weld and create porosity, and it's gonna create a weak weld. So it's really important for this step, just like paint prep, you wanna get all the oil and grease out of there. That way you have a really strong weld. So I'll hit this again with a brake cleaner, I'll let it all drain out, then I'll hit it with a torch and I'll preheat it, and I'll get it to around like 350 degrees, and then I will go ahead and I'll weld the spider gears to the carrier as much as possible. It's kind of hard to get back here, and then I can get the corners of the spider gears to each other, and then I will go ahead and put my plate in there, and I'll weld the plate into all 4 of the corners and spider gears and get it all in there good. It's a really strong way to weld a diff. It's not overkill in my opinion, because when you're drifting you don't want to go sideways and then all of a sudden it cracks free and then you come out of drift and you cause a crash. So I think it's important to spend a little time doing it right, and just put a little extra effort into it. I know a lot of people do these themselves and they don't really care, but it's really important to me just to do it the right way the first time. And also another note, you don't want to get any weld on these little nubs sticking out here.
Play this fucking rap game like it's 2K. Dunking on these bitches, Akeem, Elijah Wan. I'm Jordan mixed with LeBron. Rest in peace to the king. We still on this marathon. How can you kill your brother? And I'm just like you. Couple choices took advantage and my dreams came true. Gotta live your life or they gon' live it for you. I ain't here to judge and preach these words I must repeat. Gotta live your life or they gon' live it for you. Hear it but don't comprehend these words I say again. Gotta live your life or they gon' live it for you. Build and destroy you. Sold a dream while in college but yet nobody employ you. All I'm giving here is straight facts. Most of the shit that you learn, you can learn it on YouTube. No whining or boo-hoo. Get off your ass, my nigga. Repeat the process till it comes true. Repetition, discipline, make the greatest of men. Must I say it again?
When you sign a record deal, they say, look, I like you. You finna make me some money. Record, singer, whoever.
Alright guys, so I got the plate pretty close to being fit perfect. I got it all brake cleaned. So now I'm just going to take this plate back out. See how it fits in there pretty tight. It was a challenge to pull it out. Still hot. But yeah. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some anti-splatter. I'm gonna spray it in here, and I'm gonna spray it all over the ring and then around the outside of the carrier and everything. That way we don't get a lot of little BBs like these. See, these all, this is from actually a different diff that I just welded, and they came right out, like it didn't stick. So that's why that's pretty good to use. A lot of people don't do that, but a little trick to keep it easier to weld. Just put some anti-splatter in there. But first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a torch, and I just got a little easy torch there, and then this heat gun or temperature gun, and all I do is hit it. So right now it looks like the diff just sitting here without any preheating is sitting at 78 degrees. And because these spider gears are hardened and the carrier's, cast steel, it's really thick and hard to penetrate with a welder, especially in my setup. I have a 135 amp 110 welder. So basically, to combat that, this one actually has pretty good adjustability for 3/16. So I'm going to use high heat, probably about a 3 on the wire. So it's going to be a really low wire speed, and that's just going to help me penetrate more and actually get weld in there instead of just piling it up with a high crown and low penetration. So basically my goal is going to be to try to hit these corners right there, and then you can weld these spider gears to the carrier itself. So right in this groove is a good spot to definitely get a good penetrated fillet weld right there. Right here, at least these 3. If you can't get back here, you know, don't worry too much, but I would definitely still put some weld down here on these corners, and then try to get back there if you can. If not, don't worry about it, but I would definitely do the plate on top of that to kind of make up for that weak point. So next thing after I weld those, so 4 corners, spider gears to the carrier, and then I'll go ahead and put the plate in, and I will weld the plate into the spider gears here. Kind of put like a little bit of fill in these areas here in between the spider gears. It doesn't matter too much, just put a little fill in there, and then you'll be able to run a good straight bead and try to just penetrate it into these spider gears as much as possible. Same for the tips here. I like to that's why I kind of like to make it like this, so it goes in and fills this area, and then you can weld the tips of that plate to the carrier as well. And then same thing on this side, and then same thing here, and then you should be good. And I repeat the process on both sides. So that's how I weld my diffs, and they come out really good. So yeah, try that out, see how it works for you. Another note is, as soon as you start welding, it's going to keep heating up the carrier. So what I would do is I would get a really good solid first bead, and that's another reason I use a low wire speed, so that I can really heat it up with that one as well. So I preheat, anti-splatter, start welding, and then just keep going, don't take breaks. That way you put all that heat into the area, which, you know, results in more penetration. So that's what I would do. And one more thing, I'm gonna put a bevel on this plate, kind of like this right here, all the way around. That way it's also really penetrating into the plate and not just sitting on top as a cold weld. So let's go ahead and do all this now.
What you do? I'm gonna give you this money. Basically what they doing is give me some clothes so I can get out on the track, right? It's the exact same game. They gonna work me till I'm burnt out, busted and dead. As soon as I just can't sell a record, they sending me back to the curb. Ain't no love. The biggest mistake any hoe is believe you can really love somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling these artists, I'm saying, yo, they don't love you. They just love the money you capable of bringing in. So I work for a label. I'm a hoe, but I'm a good hoe because I know what I am. That's right. And my objective was to get to the point where I could pimp myself.
I lost friends and lost some money and lost my girl. Still got my daughter, got her raised in this cold world. Paranoid when any day is your last. Between the ops and the cops, it got me scrambling fast. Past the switch I blaze, can't get this shit off my mind. I'm bound to make it in this game, one step at a time. My older homie said he got me, I just hope that it's facts. The same niggas fucking with you, leave you dead on your back. Let's flip this shit for a second, gotta get my mind back and focus. You stay living in the past and your ass gon' be hopeless. Came from a house full of roaches, ramen noodles on the south side. My mama stressing daily, had to leave, but it's alright. Age stressful decision got me ascending, pay attention. I had to live through the madness, but I ain't bitching. The struggle made me a beast, it was part of the plan. Born in poverty, now I profit Cuban links to Japan. Damn, damn.
Shoot like I'm Montana, chop up bullets, make them shit. Like I'm let loose on them in the backseat sitting. Condo like the forest, yeah, got coded.
Cartel Kush.
blade, chopping caddy black, call it samurai jack, asthma attack. Whenever me and my forces react, still tipping while I'm sipping. Your baby mama missing, got her in my vicinity. Big daddy when she mentioned me, smooth operator. I just fucking you data. Said you was acting like a bitch when I got a real MVP player. She did whatever she want with me, whatever.
Alright guys, so that's it for the welded diff. Pretty simple. Last thing I would recommend you do is knock off any loose BBs and stuff like that. Just get like a wire brush and hit it. Screwdriver, just kind of pick at it a little bit. Get any extra BBs off there. Clean it out with some more brake cleaner and rotate it so like everything falls out of it, and it's gonna end up down there in the bottom of the casing. And I would get like a magnet first and just get like as many out as you can, and then hit it all with a brake cleaner again and just keep flushing it out. And then you know, you can even probably put it in there with some, you can even probably put some fluid in there and just kind of like run it through, flush it out a few times, and then should be good to go. And that should last you for a long time. The other thing I did was these rocker boxes you guys saw me doing. Basically I just made those, I think they're like 3 inches by 2 inches, so they're within FD spec. I think I went like 2.5 or 2 1/4 just to be safe, but they came out pretty sweet, not bad. And so they'll just sit like that, and then this will weld to the that little lip on the side of the panel there, and then this will weld to the bottom, and then I'll make 2 end caps. But fairly simple. Yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the content for this guy. Stroker kit should be in by the end of this month. And then I got a T56 for the car for now, and I'm super excited, man. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. We got a full race line origin kit coming from Japan, courtesy of EOT. I gotta order that one up from him. One more rear support, weld up those door bars. We're getting close, man. Gotta mess with that dash more. I didn't know if I show you that. Let's see. So here's the dash I got mocked up in here. Kind of just fiberglassing it to repair it because it was completely destroyed. And then I kind of decided to use it as a mock-up dash. So I think what I'm going to do now, since I still have the OEM sides of it and everything still intact, I'm probably going to measure the difference and then cut the center of the dash and shorten it, and then fiberglass it all back together, bodywork the entire dash so it looks perfect, and then make a mold out of it and make my own carbon dash. So I guess that would be a whole nother YouTube series, but I think that would be kind of cool because it fits pretty close to the side of the car here, so almost don't need to cut it to fit it in there. You can either just notch it or do what I'm gonna do, and I think that'll be kind of cool. If not, I do have a whole other uncracked flock dash up here, so I could just notch that one and put that one in there as well. I guess we'll see, maybe do both, just check it all out, see how it looks. But man, I am proud of these damn door bars still. It's looking good, man. Whew. But I think I'm gonna go get some lunch, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more content. Hopefully we'll be hitting some track days probably next month, I'm thinking. Got the welded diff. I got wheels already in mind, so I gotta go pick those up, get them here, test fit them, get them mounted, balanced. Right, I'm not gonna balance them, but mount them. And yeah, looking pretty good. The rear end looks crazy and really far from being done, but really all I have to do is weld in the plates, put the bash bar back on, and then I have a cradle already made for the fuel cell, so I just gotta weld that into this area right here. And then the hardest part after that's going to be wiring it and doing all the plumbing and everything like that. And then we got to get it tuned by, what are they called? Westtech. Eric at Westtech's going to tune this car, so it's going to be pretty cool. That'll be a cool little video, see how much power we can actually make with this car. All the other accessories and stuff are sitting over there, so that part's pretty easy. Just the fab work's what takes me the longest because I'm super picky and I want to keep changing my design and everything before I end up with a final result. I guess that's the only downside of doing it yourself, but it's also the blessing because you get to make sure it's the way you want it and you're happy with it. I'd rather throw away parts and start fresh than just put it back on there, you know. So I think we got it super tucked, super tight cage. Literally touches the body most of the way down. And then, you know, I have plenty of room to weld in there because I cut the quarter panels out and stuff. So it's very tight fitting cage, and it's gonna be super safe for me and my wife when I take her on a ride along. So I'm excited, man. I can't freaking wait to drive this damn thing. But that's it, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Later.
Play this fucking rap game like it's 2K. Dunking on these bitches, Akeem, Olajuwon. I'm Jordan mixed with LeBron. Rest in peace to the king. We still on this marathon. How can you kill your brother? And I'm just like you. Couple choices took advantage and my dreams came true. Gotta live your life or they gon' live it for you. I ain't here to judge and preach these words. I must repeat.